Yeah.
Just get a bidet.
We're gonna install some bidets.
That's what I said too. I was like, everyone just needs to get bidets.
Then we'll run out of water.
There was
water for the 10-second splash.
Welcome to the Real Estate Rundown. We have news that only 2.5% of U.S. homes have changed hands this year. We are on track for some of the lowest sale count going all the way back to the 80s. So let's talk about it. We're definitely feeling it. It's nationwide. Interestingly enough, though, the Redfin article notes that Phoenix has been one of the markets that's changed hands the most. So that's our market here. We're in the Phoenix market. But we know that there's really low turnover. And what do you guys think about this?
Are we going to hit under 4 million this year?
NAR is projecting 3.8 million home sales.
So that'd be like
abysmal.
Very low.
Just over 4 million last year, so we know how low that was.
Is that lowest from was 2000? What was the last lowest?
Because it's got to be based on housing count too.
Oh,
so
that's 2023.
Yeah.
So based on housing
probably
count.
back in 2009, 2008, 2009.
No, you have to go back to, I believe, the 80s.
Oh, the 80s. Okay,
Yeah.
so even in the bad market when there was foreclosures,
Right.
we had more closings then.
Correct.
Wow.
Wow, that is wild to think about because I know here, like in the
And that was a
Phoenix
great
Metro,
financial crisis, the foreclosure crisis, and that's pretty bad.
That's
'Cause
wild.
no one was buying homes then.
Right. Well, and there was so much to choose from. There was 60,000. I remember that, like in its height, there was more than 60,000 homes on the market here in the Valley.
Yep.
So just like put this in perspective, that means 25 of every 1,000 homes, only 25 out of every 1,000 homes changed hands.
Wow. So if you have a neighborhood,
Yeah.
of 1,000, like a master plan community,
Right.
only 25 sold.
That almost I have
Really
to
low.
like. That's hard for me to even believe or fathom. What I mean is a better word.
It makes sense. People with 3% interest rates, they're not gonna move unless they have to.
So that's been the biggest blessing.
Divorces, death, bankruptcy, foreclosures, that sort of thing are pretty much the only thing that's selling.
Honestly, I would think that there'd be more of that than 2.5%.
Well, maybe even in the life change circumstances, sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't make sense to get divorced. You just gotta.
I hate you, wifey.
Stick it in, right? And
I hate you, wifey. I'm moving to another bedroom, but we're staying here.
I'm sleeping on the
we can't
couch.
afford to move. I can't leave.
Well, you know that happens, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
for sure.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, probably more than we know.
So
Without a doubt.
again, could it be a blessing? Because the real estate market,
Yeah, I think so.
has prices have remained relatively stable.
Because of that. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think it's like again, everything's price wise is always based on supply and demand, right? And when the supply is matched with the demand, it's like just almost kind of like a lateral move, which is what's been going on with a lot of the housing prices. So I don't know, pretty wild to think about, but I'll tell you what, is it also going to lead to potentially, the sun's going to come out and hay's going to be made?
I think there's
going
going
to
to be some
demand.
There's
That's
going
the
to be.
flip
I think
side.
there's going to be a boom.
Yeah, 2025.
Yeah, you called it last
Kaboom.
week on last week's podcast. Keeps like the boom is coming.
I think it's just going to be an amazing phenomenon in all markets.
What do you think it's going to take to get there? Like 5% interest rates or what?
Well, there's going to be another 2 cuts, I think, this year. Another quarter point, 2 times, November and December. So,
And I think past the election too.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's going to be like 7 or 8 in a row. So yeah, what do you think we'll hit?
Well,
I think we'll see a 4, and we might see a 4 in 2025.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't.
I think
Why?
Because I think the economy is relatively, it's very fragile. I think it's more fragile than people realize.
But why is it fragile? It's fragile because
Inflation.
Inflation, but what's worse is the debt, the federal debt
yes.
has to be refinanced, and they don't want to refinance it at these high rates. So they're bringing the rates down so they can refinance at a lower rate for the federal debt, because if we don't refinance the federal debt, I mean, the amount of debt that's tacked on top of our federal debt is right now it's just insane. Like like 300 billion just
Yeah,
in
I
the
heard
past.
we hit a record for the first day of
month.
October, like the last quarter of this year. We hit a record in debt in one day.
Yeah, 1/3 of $1 trillion in 1 month.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
So, and that has to do with the rates being high and the financing of the debt. So,
Yeah, and when you think about that, so $300 billion in 1 month, there's only 350 million Americans. I don't know what that'd break down to how much money everybody would get. Would that be $1 million? Yeah, that would be $1 million, right? 300 billion would be $1 million.
no, because a billion's 1,000 million, right?
Yeah, so I guess that'd be wrong. So
No,
maybe
it
that'd be like 100,000.
wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
I think it'd be 100,000
I don't
then.
know. We could probably ask ChatGPT, right?
These are really big numbers.
I know. I think it'd be 100,000 then, right? Because you take off one and
What
zero.
are you trying to figure out?
How
much debt per American?
Yes. How
Got
much
it.
debt, and or if that $300 million, not that we want to give anybody money because that's what's been going on too much.
350 million people,
Roughly.
in-
I think it's more like 330.
330, like 334,
Yeah.
something like that. Oh, Jason's ChatGPTing it.
into
Okay, so as you're looking that up, though, on the flip side of the equation, homeowners are sitting on more equity than ever before. So home equity has risen to $35.1 trillion. It's an increase of $1.7 trillion from last quarter and an increase of $3.1 trillion year over year. And we've talked about this a lot. And, kind of our sentiment is we believe that all of the market appreciation, not all of it, but a large majority of it is just inflation. It's just
For sure.
inflationary.
so it's $857.14.
Oh, so then,
But that's for every American. That's a child, every person. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like a car payment for every month.
What was the prompt that you gave chat?
too many zeros I had on that thing.
To divide 300 billion by 350 million?
Got it. Okay.
I mean, that's still a lot.
It's still
I
a
mean,
lot.
that's like,
$1,000 to
if a family
every
of
man, woman, and child.
family of four, that's $3,200. That could,
Yep.
that's a lot of money.
That's like a stimulus. We're going back to a
and
stimulus.
that's just on top of our debt.
I know.
So it's not yeah.
Well, that actually
insane.
really does put it in perspective, because remember that was like the stimulus that happened. When was that? When was the stimulus?
We're just adding. It's not. I mean, we just added another $857 per person
2015?
to the debt over a month.
All right. So, it's grim. It's grim. And the real estate market, it spurs a lot of economic activity. NAR has published that every home sale is worth about $120,000 to the economy when you take into account the home sale, the fees, the moving costs, the new furniture, the things that people are going to buy. And so we know that having 2.5% turnover is really detrimental to our economy.
It is, especially when you think about how important real estate is to the American economy, right? Because it's so much more than just the actual, or I guess it is the transaction and how much it brings and how much it rolls downhill, right? Like I know that there's been times that I've read things from researches that like in America, basically 25% of dollars earned and spent have something to do with real estate. And so when you think about that, it's going to be lopped off at that capacity. That's going to cause a whole lot of stale movement of money.
It's a very strange time though, because we got, I mean, the S&P's at an all-time high, or it was just at an all-time high. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
the
Well,
market should be crashing, right?
Let's throw in the longshoremen strike. And what's that going to do to real estate?
Man, we had.
And people are hoarding again. Like there are lines at Costco,
Yep.
toilet paper's out. I went to Fry's last night with my daughter, and there was a big sign that said you can only buy 6 toiletry products.
Trying to,
Which
Yeah.
is ridiculous because I read that most toilet paper is made in America, so
It's manufactured here.
It's not coming on boats.
it's not
manufactured
coming from the
here.
port.
So is
Yeah.
this just people? Is it just like PTSD?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
thinking, oh, we're not going to get toilet paper.
Well, and because COVID wasn't that long ago, and I think everybody's still shell shocked from when there was honey, we don't have tissues, Kleenex, toilet paper, but you can go ahead and use your shirt and we'll just wash it.
Yeah.
Just get a bidet.
We're gonna install some bidets.
That's what I said too. I was like, everyone just needs to get bidets.
You know, love it or hate it.
Then we'll run out of water.
There's a solution.
Yeah, well,
So I guess there was
water for the 10-second splash. maybe 30 seconds.
I was gonna say,
How many times a day?
yeah.
10-second splashes. That's a lot of 10-second splashes.
are you good on TP at your house, Keith?
I mean, we have what we need. We don't overstock.
I watched a video of some guy like rolling out of Costco with probably like 13 to 15 big old things of toilet paper. What are these people doing?
That's going to be on
I mean,
Craigslist marked
hey,
up.
kidding
If
me?
anyone's listening and you take offense to this, sorry, but to me, that's kind of a form of like, there's something mentally going on upstairs that's not clicking right. Like, why would you even do that?
I think
Because
there's
of
Toilet
the-
paper?
because
People are
That's not more than
scared.
fear. There's more going on upstairs than that.
You think?
I
Yeah,
think
you
so.
can always take a shower.
And then the fear just incites more panic.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
You could always air dry.
But is it fear or are they trying to take advantage of it? Like, oh, I'm going to be able to sell this toilet paper for 6 times
They're
more.
just
or-
opportunists.
Yeah, I don't know.
that's possible too,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
So how will the longshoremen strike impact real estate?
So we should get some Windex too.
Or
Don't you remember when Windex spiked up in
I'm
value
like, wait, what do
from-
you
from
use
COVID?
Windex on?
Yeah.
We're talking about toilet paper.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What were the other hand sanitizer?
Oh yeah, that really.
What other things were there we should go buy on, right? Play,
No, but
play,
like-
play the trend.
No, but seriously, like, how will the strike impact real estate? Anyone have any ideas or thoughts? I truly haven't given it any. But now that I'm thinking through it, well, what about Hurricane Helene? Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Poor North Carolina,
One
poor
in 100,
Asheville. Like
right?
prayers, mad empathy to everybody. Florida, I mean, devastation.
Yes.
More rain coming. We're seeing here. So we're a cash offer company. We make cash offers. We make tens of thousands of cash offers every single month to homeowners all across the U.S. And we're seeing people that have been impacted by the floods submitting for a cash offer, and we're going like,
Yeah, we see some pictures of people or with houses already or still underwater.
Yes.
Like, hey, you want to buy this thing?
yes, exactly, it's happening,
Okay.
and it's really sad, but they're
With
going,
your insurance rights.
They said it was like the third most worst hurricane in
I heard it was
history or
the
something like
second
I
versus
heard that. Katrina.
yes, Katrina.
Yeah, that's
And
it. but the media is kind of like silent about it. I mean,
it's uncanny how
Yeah.
silent the media
And, like,
is.
It
on
is
It
really
makes
weird.
me
I
irate.
second that. Why are they being so silent about it?
I don't know.
I saw something this morning too that they were like yelling at them because people are flying drones trying to find people that are like stranded and like get them help and
or
like
dropping goods and,
Yes.
and whatnot.
yes
Mhm.
and being like no, don't do that. And I'm like, what? And it was somebody of it was like the transportation person basically telling people to not fly drones and
Buttigieg.
whatever else.
yeah, I think I don't know if this is true or not, but they're apparently. Well, I lost my train of thought now.
It was probably some sort of conspiracy because there sure are
Yeah,
a
there's
lot
a lot of
them.
conspiracies. What was it? Shoot, no.
I know.
I'm freaking-
I read one about how it was cloud seeding and how this is a purposeful attempt, and I don't necessarily
I
believe
don't-
that. It's such.
How would they do that?
Yeah, I know,
that's-
'cause they-
I mean, it's possible.
Well, you know
to
how
cloud
because
seed.
they do cloud seed like in
But
places
to-
like Lake Tahoe and other places they do a lot of
Yes.
that, and it does impact weather.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily believe that that's what happened.
What's
Oh
cloud
no, I was
seeding?
saying that the FEMA is like too busy helping all the illegal immigrants that are all. That's what I heard.
I mean, that's definitely one political party's ideology that they believe
well, why
in or
isn't
pushing.
FEMA like I've been reading that there's just not much FEMA back in that area. They're not really helping that much.
Well, I think the hard thing is there's not a lot of good reporting on it, and so you don't really get a lot of information. And so some of the stuff that I'm finding is like from X, and
Yeah.
But you think like the Biden administration would be like saying, no, we got FEMA in there.
Yeah, why
we're
wouldn't
sending,
they?
$1 billion of aid to this area, blah blah blah. But like this is like silent.
Well, I know one of the things that Bush says that he, and I'm talking Bush Jr., one of the biggest things he ever screwed up the most was Katrina and not acting faster. Like he totally to this day says that he regrets the way that his administration handled that, right? Like remember how much flack he got for doing the flyby and seeing what's going on. He didn't put wheels on the ground and actually walk the sites. So, and I mean, neither one of them have already been there, right? And I mean, it actually is really weird when you think about it as an administration.
Kamala Harris was there yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to answer Keith's question, cloud seeding is a weather modification technique that increases a cloud's ability to produce rain or snow.
I mean, this is a hurricane. I don't think they can cloud seed a hurricane.
No, I don't think so either. Like it's just this is the sort of thing that people are talking about.
Yeah, I think that's a bunch of BS. I don't think that's not.
I have heard a theory though, and I think this is like totally off topic or on topic, off topic, like in Discovery Channel, like where they basically came up with like a theory that they can drop a bomb essentially like at like the center of it, like fly over and drop it, and that like could disrupt it so it doesn't hit.
I see. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. Was
like
that
Armageddon?
Armageddon
movie. Was that the movie?
They put a nuclear bomb on the meteor.
Yeah.
Meteorite.
Yeah. And it worked. Ben Affleck, you hero. It misses the Earth.
I loved that movie.
Oh, it was great.
I was like all about that movie.
It was great.
Okay, so.
Let's get back to real estate. Let's get
back to the real estate. No, but
yeah, I mean, it definitely affects real estate. I mean,
it is impacting real estate big time. We are seeing people
wiped out.
Yes, and they're coming. They're going like, "Hey, can you give us a cash offer?"
Well, in the Carolinas, that was the path. Sorry, that was the only thing I was going to throw in. It was like, it's weird how like they thought it was going to devastate parts of Florida, and it didn't really hit much there. I mean, it hit, but not much. And then now it went way into Tennessee, the Carolinas.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
really far up.
We had a couple houses that we own that were through the cash offer company that were pretty close in the Carolinas.
Yeah, not a couple. There was like a long list, and we were keeping a real close eye on all of them.
Yeah. But luckily we didn't have any damage, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that at one point there were some houses in Pace, Florida that were of concern because they were directly in the path, and those are okay, Keith?
Yeah, I mean that was even a concern prior to this storm that we dealt with like a month and a half ago or whatever it was. But yeah, we've been pretty lucky.
Yeah, our contractor is working at one of them that had to leave for a week.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I got to get out of here. So he went up to Miami to get away from it.
Good.
Yeah.
I dropped down to Miami to avoid the hurricane. That's kind of different, right?
Yeah, usually Miami is the trouble zone.
Yep.
There's just a lot going on in real estate right now. And we want to get your take. We want to hear from you. What do you think? What do you think about Hurricane Helene? How is that going to impact home prices? What about the longshore strike? Is that going to manifest in real estate in one way or another? Drop a comment. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified of our new episodes.
See ya.